end up turning out exactly how I'm not in this time frame I expected. You know what I'm saying? You know it happened overnight. But, you know, I just had clear visions.
What it do? What it do? Episode 20. Redo. I hope the microphone is still on. Yeah, it seems to be working. This is a recasting or a reposting or reliving of the Corner Store Podcast. And I am your host, OMD Dex300, aka Doc Savage, the man of bronze. Real name is Dexter Davis, actor, somewhat of a comedian, podcaster, and this is my show, the Corner Store Podcast. We're running this back because my microphone, the first show I just had, ran out of juice for whatever reason. So I'm gonna have to be careful and watch that and make sure that green light is on. But I am back, and I appreciate it if any of the people that was on earlier would come back. I just went to Instagram, and by the way, my Instagram, if you want to know, there is two of them. There is the Corner Store Podcast Instagram page that has the logo on it. You can't miss it. And there is my Dex300 all day Instagram page. And you could go ahead and friend me on either one of those. Also, subscribe, please, to this podcast here. Like, comment. It helps the algorithm. It helps show YouTube my shit is trying to get in there where it fit in there. So, welcome to the Corner Store Podcast. I got a couple of shout outs. Now, I did this on the last pod, but obviously it was deleted. So I'm going to go back to it and give these people their props because this particular place that I'm about to mention has really become something cool to me as far as a partner. I don't even know if I can really call them a partner, to be real. We're an association, and I get product from them. And in a minute, it looked like it might be some other things. So stay tuned. But for now, I'm actually going to be advertising them in the podcast. They're working on a banner for me. And it's been really, really cool to know that, you know, this show, though I ain't got a whole lot of subscribers or anything like that. A lot of people, you know, have taken what I've said and gone to the place and actually asked, you know, oh, I heard about you on the pod and da-da-da. So they've, you know, basically kind of rewarded me for that, and we're like partnering up. This place is Herbal Pain Relief Center. If you're in the San Fernando Valley, by the way, if you're out this way and you remember that I said this, come check them out because they're real cool. Herbal Pain Relief Center. And they're at 10736 Sepulveda Boulevard, Mission Hills, California, 91345. Their number, if you want to call them and find out what kind of deals they got, is 818-639-6028. That's 818-639-6028. And they would love if you came in there and said, you heard about them by me, Dex300, and the Corner Store Podcast. That would be great if you could say that if you go in there. I don't know who's going to see this podcast. I don't know if you're going to be in LA. I don't know if people in LA watch my pod. I'm pretty sure they do because those are the ones who have subscribed that I know of. So if you get a chance to see this and you're in the Valley and you happen to be a marijuana user or marijuana product user or any product that has THC in it, Herbal Pain Relief Center, HPRC, is a cool place to go to in Mission Hills. It's on Chatsworth and Sepulveda. It's right next door to Del Taco. You can't miss it. Tell them I sent you. and also to the homies at Avenue Smoke Shop. Now this smoke shop is very close to where my studio is, and I kind of got a rapport with these guys. They're over on 17654 Chatsworth Street, and that's in GH, Granada Hills. Their number is 747-239-1077. I forget the guy's name, but if you tell them the Corner Store Podcast sent you there, I don't know if they'll give you a deal. I don't know nothing about what they'll do for you, but I know that they got great prices on products, whether it be blunts, papers, pipes, accessories. They got some cool accessories. If you like marijuana styled like backpacks, like cookies, Dutch Masters, any of that stuff. I'm into that. So, hey, how you doing, Slim? What it do, my love? Shout out to New York in the building. What's good? What's good? Shout out to New York. Stand up. Yeah, and if you ever get a chance to get out here to the Valley, check out those places: HPRC, Herbal Pain Relief Centers on Chatsworth and Sepulveda, or Avenue Smoke Shop right here on Chatsworth in the heart of Granada Hills. Great, great, great places, both of them. Now that I got that out the way, let's talk about some real shit. Make sure my mic is good. Because that other one, I don't know what the fuck happened. I'm going to charge that shit up. I had to redo this whole show because of that bullshit. But sometimes a redo is better. Maybe I was maybe too relaxed. I need to get a little bit more animated. You know what I'm saying? Like a nigga throwing punches at me and shit. You know what I'm saying? I actually can move still. 56 years old. Let's get it. But some shit that went down, y'all. I forget what state this is in. This is reported by the Shade Room. The Shade Room reported this. And this just goes to show you that people who are sworn to protect you or sworn to do a job to where if your life depended on it, not necessarily going to do that for you if you're a minority or if you're a person of color. The Shade Room reported a 35-year-old black man named Earl Moore was killed by two white EMTs. And everybody know what EMT stand for. That's emergency medical technician. The story has it that this guy, Anytown, USA, because I'm dumb and I didn't get a chance to write down what city it happened in. It was a southern city, you better believe it, because I saw the video and I heard the voices of the EMTs and how they talked to that man. This man was having a health crisis. I won't say if it was mental or physical, whatever. Either way, this brother couldn't move. He couldn't react to what they wanted him to do. And as an EMT, this dude wasn't trying to fight them. He was very, very timid, very calm. And all they had to do was lift that man up and put him on that gurney. And them people was not having it. They was white. 50-year-old Peter Cadigan and 40-year-old Peggy Finley are now being charged with murder. Mr. Moore died from strangulation. One of our black brothers dead now because these some bitches pissed off they gotta come and help him and get him to the hospital or get him to wherever he needs to go. That's what's going on in the world today. What if I live alone? What if I have a heart attack? Can I trust the guys that come over here? Or are they gonna, I'm halfway here, I'm halfway up to heaven and halfway still here on earth. Is he gonna cover my face and suffocate me? I can't even move. Or is he gonna try to save me? What's going on, man? Is it really then got that deep? Now, from what the story in the video that I saw, shout out to the Shade Room for reporting that, because see, if they didn't have, we don't have places like the Shade Room and these other outlets, we'll never know that these things are going on, because the real media, or the so-called real media, they don't report this. And when they do report it, they try to turn it into some kind of political BS, to where it's a political thing more than it is. We need to get down to the surface and the rooty tooty, fresh and fruity of what the fuck is going on in this fucking country. These people need to be under the jail. And the worst part of what cell is in there. And they probably gonna go. They going to prison. Because it look like the DA is on that ass from whatever that state is. Also, the video showed that they were very aggressive and mean to Mr. Moore for no apparent reason. The man couldn't move. He's like, I can't move. You could just hear him moaning. They were supposed to pick him up. They dragged him to the gurney. She was just so annoyed in that video that she had to do her fucking job, to where they dragged him and got him on the gurney, slammed him on the gurney when they got him off the ground, and then strapped him on the gurney, tied him so tight to where it killed him. You got to sit back and think about that. You got to sit back and think about it. What's going on in the world? What's going on in the world where two people can be that hangry? I don't care what color you are. If you was black and see, there's been stories of our people doing janky things in old folk homes and all kind of shit. So, I can't put it past my people, but in this instance, it's a white person doing that to a black person. How many times you think this is going on and it ain't getting reported? How many times do you think this is going on and it's not getting reported? There's incidences probably going on right as we speak of the most heinous racial bullshit by a person who's supposed to be there to care for you, to dare to save your life. This makes me think of an old George Jefferson episode that I've talked about before on my podcast. The episode was the Ku Klux Klan moved into the building where George and Wheezy stayed. And they was trying to gather up all the whites in the building to come to a meeting to join their cause. Not knowing what that cause was, Tom Willis, the neighbor that's married to the black lady, meets these people and confusingly thinks it's some kind of social club that him and George could join. So he brings George to the meeting, not knowing it was a Klan's meeting. Well, obviously that didn't go well. And when George realized what was going on, him and the man started to have words. So much so that the man was so angry and about to call him the N-word. I think he did on the show, to be honest with you. He goes and has a heart attack on the show. It wasn't, it was part of the show. It wasn't like real or nothing. But the boy who was the son of the guy on the show was like, somebody help my dad. Earlier on in that show, George had learned CPR. Jefferson, that is. And nobody else in the room didn't know how to save the guy. Even though this man had just called him the N-word and everything, this is an episode of the Jeffersons that was on CBS years ago. George went over there and gave that man mouth to mouth and pumped his chest. And then it cut to where the end, where the EMTs was taking the man out. And George had brought him back to life. The boy that was with the man, the racist man, came to George and was trying to thank him and thank you for saving my father. And he said, I ain't do it for you or something. He just did it because George knew that was the right thing to do. Well, as the man was getting rolled out, he said to his son, who saved me? And the boy said, Mr. Jefferson did, Dad. The guy on the show, this was on national TV, turned and looked at George and then looked at his son and said, you should have let me die. That's just a TV show. But the TV show was trying to say and tell you a message. This was back in the 70s, like 80s, almost 80s. That show was on, and that message was on that show back then. So what do you think EMTs, these two people came? First off, they probably didn't even want to be there. They probably didn't want to be at work. Most of these ambulance companies all over the country are privately owned, and they're contracted by the state instead of actually having a department of state ambulance drivers, because they're so fucking greedy that they don't want to pay that money. They rather pay some half-ass company to go buy some vans and put some emergency equipment in the back of them and call it an ambulance. These are the people that are picking up your relatives and your old, the old people who have heart attacks that might be your family members, and they're manhandling the old lady who's fucking having her liver is fucking failing on her, or she's having a heart attack, and they're being all rough with her and shit. Is this the world we live in? Yeah, it's the fucking world we live in, because I'm telling you the story about it. It's a goddamn shame that people can't get past they look at your face when you get up in the morning. Really look at yourself and look how ugly you are inside. To hate a person's color, or to be so lazy because you don't want to be at work, and you find out it's some black guy over in the bad part of town that's having a nervous breakdown and you don't want to really help him. Your ass need to go to jail for what happened to that man. Because you feel like you're above him, don't absolve you from fucking being an animal and murdering him because you don't want to do your job. The problem is the country is full of shit. They rather sell you more shit than to take care of you. They don't even realize the only reason why they make the millions they make selling people stuff is because it's to healthy people. It's the people that's out there. Rich people don't buy stuff. Rich people make more money. They don't buy shit. If they buy something, it's going to be something that is money. Like if you buy some land, that's not buying it. You got more. You're going to have more money by buying that fucking land. That's a commodity. There's something that's you can't put a price on owning anything land in America. That's why they tax people who own land. Because they're like, damn, this fool owns some land. I got to tax him to make some money off of it. And they'll take that money that they'll tax the rich dude who has some land, who might even dodge paying the taxes on his land because he is rich. And they'll take that money and don't do nothing with it and go buy some tanks or some shit instead of reinvesting into the people. Now, those two parties that I always talk about, the Republicans and the Democrats, the Republicans, at least you know where they come from. They tell you straight up, we don't give two fucks about the poor, and we want to take this money and use it to benefit whatever causes we deem, that we deem, I hit my mic again, I don't know why I fucking keep doing that shit, that we deem as important to us so we can make money under the guise of the people and all that. The Democrats will sit there and say, well, we out to really try to help people. We want to reinvest in America. And they halfway lying their ass off too. They are. They right in the same hip pocket of the fucking corporate America too. They answer to that call too, because they know who really run this world, and that's the banking industry. Everybody knows that. The Federal Reserve ain't even a fucking federal entity. It's a fucking bank. It's a bank that handles all the money around the world, where all the money coming in. When they talk about that we owe this, that, and the third, America don't give a shit about owing nobody nothing. America could give two fucks about having a deficit or owing another country something. They'll do this to them all day, just like any businessman will. So how do you think the people that's beneath, that's supposed to help us, is going to act when you just put any fucking ambulance company out there and hire any Tom, Dick, and Harry who don't have a criminal record, but you ain't even giving them a psychological evaluation to fucking care for people? I can guarantee you that fucking hiring process to be a EMT, an ambulance person to pick up people dying, that shit, damn, you don't need no degree for that. You don't even need, you probably only need a 6-month certificate that you could get from one of these little bullshit Everest colleges or something. I'm telling you. Taking vitals. Or you can go to a nursing school. You know what I'm saying? Like Everest, and take their nursing assistant job and then go in there and try to be an EMT because you know how to draw some blood. Or take somebody's pulse. It's fucking bullshit, man. That job is a serious job. Those dudes that the EMTs for the fire department, them the real deal dudes. They come in there, they real fucking, they got good bedside manner. You know why? Because they work for the fucking city. That's why. So I'm gonna tell you right now, don't call no ambulance. I don't know what town that happened in, and it's probably in a real small town, and they probably the fucking county ain't got no fucking money, and they treat everybody like shit. And they won't put no money back into fixing no roads or nothing. So what do you think they're gonna do with the EMTs? They gonna hire any fucking body. Some motherfucker used to work at a liquor store to put an application in trying to better themselves. Oh, fuck that. I don't want to do no more cans in the liquor store. I'm going to go be an EMT and save some lives. Nah, nigga, you going to get on that job and see how hard it is and get an attitude. And exactly like these two motherfuckers right there. They know, look, how you going to take a job like that and not know you finna be frustrated dealing with a medical emergencies and heavy ass people and all kind of weird situations? You fucking out of your mind? Why would you even take the job? Now you're going to prison because you fucking stupid and racist as fuck. This is retarded. It don't make no fucking sense. Being all aggressive, dragging that man like that, putting him on a gurney and strapping him down to where his fucking blood, they said he had lost blood flow and all that in his arms and shit. That's just crazy to me. Let's move on from that because that is just too ridiculous to even really be talking about. Let me make sure this mic is on. Yeah, I'm still good. This one's doing great. That other one, I don't know what the fuck happened. But it happens, technical shit. But we running it back. And I see we got some people here. Light Slim, shout out to Light Slim. I don't know who the second person is. Second person, say something to your boy. Holler at your boy. Just let me know who you are. Leave comments. Please like. Please subscribe. You know what I'm saying? It's going to help the algorithm. Tell all your friends. Just don't come here on Tuesdays and Thursdays at 6 and don't tell nobody your boy be on here tripping. I'll be in here talking about some real shit. Let's get it. The next thing I want to talk about, and shout out to these cats I'm mentioning right now. My fucking back is killing me right now. I've been I can't pop it, but motherfucker is hurting like a motherfucker. I'm going to the chiropractor real soon. Shout out to Dr. T, too, a chiropractor in Pasadena, that hopefully I can get to work with real soon. But I'm going to be going to the VA's chiropractor that's out here in the valley. I didn't even know they had one out here, but they do. Shout out to $1 Million Worth of Game podcast. $1 Million Worth of Game podcast with Wallow and Gilly the Kid. Just recently, they had a show with the infamous Prince family, James Prince Sr. and James Prince Jr. And it was weird, man. Off the cusp of Takeoff's death and the rumors of their involvement, James Prince Jr.'s involvement, James Prince Sr. had some real ominous words to say on the podcast in regards to Takeoff and even Quavo. I think it was more directed to, not Takeoff, but Offset. I think it was more directed to Offset. Offset had a response to what James had said, but it wasn't indirect. He basically said that, you know, and he says a lot of innuendo stuff. It's a lot of things that James Prince says is metaphorical. So you kind of got to listen to him and kind of dig through it. But he basically was saying that cats like Offset be saying little shit about them and their involvement, and they, you know, and they should, you know, get at them behind the fact that one of their guys was the one who shot Takeoff and murdered him. And James is saying he need to calm down and kind of shut the fuck up and stop making all these little accusations and comments. And, you know, the comment that James Prince Sr. has said was throwing rocks and hide your hand, like, you know, I ain't say that, or I ain't say this, or whatever. If you got something to say, you know, say it, be a man about it, you know. And it was very infamous and very dark and very cryptic. And one thing about a cat like James Prince, you know how most guys, you know, if you growing up in this country and you know the hood, if you black, usually when a cat be real quiet and kind of talk like that, and you know, and he's got a fucking reputation, you know, he's feared. And James Prince Sr. has a reputation, and he's a man of few words, meaning he don't talk a lot. He don't talk a lot at all. You don't hear him say too much anything. So when he says something, people take that shit to bad because he's really, really a man of few words, and he has a reputation. So I don't know how infamous this message he sent was and what's gonna come out of it. But I don't like the fact that brothers of that ilk, meaning of that status, these guys have millions of dollars and they should be trying to squash bullshit beef like that. And it never should have happened that boy got shot. Let's just keep it a band. It should have never happened that Takeoff got shot. Why are you motherfuckers having a dice game at an award show or whatever that was? That was just stupid. I know we black and I know we hood and all that. See, shit like that always end up fucked up. How many dice games do you know when niggas didn't want to get mad and shoot at each other? And there's a lot of bravado in a situation like that. I done seen niggas get socked for slapping somebody dice. You done seen that too. I done seen a nigga get shot for throwing the dice when he lost. All kind of shit like that. Why are we grown with millions of dollars, businessmen shooting craps outside? Why did dude have a gun on him to shoot dude in the head? It just didn't make any sense. A lot of this stuff be seeming like it's premeditated. Like somebody made this suggestion, let's shoot some dice, nigga, right here, nigga. And they knew they was gonna do it, and they knew it's just so fucking weird how these things happen. These are men that supposedly they're men of industry. These are the cats that our children are looking at, trying to emulate. And now you worth millions of dollars. James Prince Sr., you are worth millions. Thoroughbred horses. You in the fight game. You founded one of the first Southern hip hop labels that started off the Southern hip hop movement. Influenced cats like Scarface and everything. I cut that short just to say, man, you have too much clout to even be making these little small threats and bullshit that shit is weird. I know you're trying to say, don't fuck with us. We will do this. And you're talking about mafia, this, that, and the third. Now you're drawing attention to yourself, which I was just surprised about, man. You seem too smooth for that. You seem that to do that on that show. And you should have seen Wallow and Gilly the Kid's face. The way they was looking at them. And how he was responding to their question. They was shocked. They was like, this nigga he really talking like he'll put a hole in one of them niggas. So I don't know. I don't know where that energy is coming from. And his son was sitting there looking real proud about his pops getting at him like that. Or telling him how he felt about it. But I don't know what to take about that whole situation. I'm just reporting the facts of what I saw. I'm reporting what pretty much went down, and for what I can tell, I don't know any of these people. Never met them. All we can do is see them on content or something that they're on, or something that we might see, a TV show or whatnot, or an interview, and size them up as they present themselves to us. And so when I look at James Prince Sr., I don't look at him as somebody that would make vile threats. Meaning, I think he would follow through on something he would say. He might not say what he's gonna do, but he'll say something and it kind of tell you some shit is coming. So with that said, it just surprises me, a man of his status. I mean, people are starting to really know who you are now. I mean, every time Dick and Harry might not know, but I know people that have money know about James Prince. There's some people that's in the know that know who he is, and now he's starting to get known in the industry. And so, it's I don't know, man. I think it's a mistake to do that, sir. I think it's beneath you to even go there. I don't know what's being said to make you feel like you had to come at them like that. And as far as Offset's response, because I didn't know that was his actual brother. From what I could tell, he was saying that is his actual brother. And shit, if that's the case, I understand why he would feel some type of way, and he's saying some shit. And hopefully, God, please don't let it be that he's plotting some shit to get back at who he think might have, it's I hope that ain't the case. Because we talking about some guys that are well known, that's got money, and they should be putting that money to good use. Don't do back in the day, you remember for a while before Young Thug got into this trouble some years ago, they had to ask him about Black Lives Matter when all this George Floyd shit was going on. And he basically brushed off the reporter asking, like, I don't give a fuck about no Black Lives Matter, man. I'm iced out here, man. I'm trying to get this money, man. Fuck all that, man. Shit, fuck that. I'm about YSL or whatever. And look where he is now. The energy you kick out there, if it's negative, that shit coming back. I know. I'm a living proof of that shit. So you better be trying to talk some positive shit all the time. Telling you, you better be trying to kick some positive shit. You can be tough. I keep telling people, you can be tough. You can let people know you're not with the bullshit. You can be serious in a meeting and look people in their eyes and let them know, I'm really listening to you. I want to know what the numbers is. Those things are cool to be a little rough around the edges on. But if you out here trying to murk niggas and be some ghetto gang, and I'm gonna keep money like this, and I know you have to have almost a little bit of that in you to survive in this world. Don't get it twisted. But get this, you're being watched all the time. And the people who the scariest and know you tear their ass apart are the ones at the top. Those are the ones that scared of you. And they can't whoop you, but they got all the power. So watch what you say. Watch what you do. Don't let the devil trap you. That's all I'm saying. Don't let him trap you. Tell the devil to shut the fuck up. You're going to get what you need in this life without always having to be the toughest in the room. Sometimes you can be the smartest in the motherfucking room. Sometimes the smartest niggas in the room got 4 or 5 toughest niggas in the room working for them. So you ain't got to kill nobody. And a lot of things that people do and say out there be what? All fucking talk. James Prince is one person that you can't really assume just be talking. His reputation precedes him. But I think Mr. Prince's response to me was just a little too over the top. I love you, man. I think he's, he's actually to be revered to come from where he came from to get to where he got, no matter how he got there. All the Indians and everything dying, you can't talk nothing. You can't say nothing about no black person that came up from the gutter and some people had to get out of here in order for them to be who they are. I know it's terrible. I know it's horrible. But the circumstances and the way this world is set up, a lot of people have to come from the gutter, and sometimes they feel like they got to take people out to get there. Guess who did that too? White people, corporate people, all kind of people. They might not necessarily get their actual hands dirty, but they pay somebody to go do the dirt they need them to do, whether it be some private investigators or some people that don't mind killing for money. I'm telling you, that's how the world is. It's just true. So to sum up that whole thing about them being on $1 million worth of game, shout out again to Gilly the Kid and Wallow. I love them cats. I love Wallow, especially having been in prison like my homeboy, Mr. Slim, who also has the same type of game that he gives about staying out of there and don't going in there. And I'm going to tell you right now, anybody who's been to prison, you better listen to their ass tell you not to get your ass in trouble, especially if you're young or old, because there's some niggas in their 30s stupid as fuck. Just they act like they 19, 20 years old and they 30-something years old. Get it together, nigga, before you end up in the pen and then you be 70 when you get out. It's your weird ass. Fuck all that jail shit. It's time to stay out here and make your dough. Fuck all that playing. And I know probably sitting up there thinking, well, what is he talking about, make money? I don't even know what to do. I got to sell it. Okay, if you want to take penitentiary chances, great. Do it by yourself. Don't have no crimies. Get your money, stack it up, be on the internet or learning some shit, read some shit about businesses and how you can start one. Take that money and start one if that's how you got to get your bread. That shit is not going to pay eventually. It's just not. That's the only reason why I'm saying what I'm saying. We all need to get to the top of whatever money tree we need. If you live by yourself and you don't have no kids and you single and you like 30 some years old, there's no reason why you should be making 60, 70, 80, $90,000 a year. It's only you. It's only you. Yeah, you want to go out and chill and meet chicks and all that. That's fine. But make that shit less of a priority. Make whatever you're trying to do and how you're trying to stack your money a priority. I give great advice. I wish I could take my advice more. I'm starting to do that a little bit more. That's why I'm on this media venture. That's why there's a podcast. That's why I'm doing stand-up. That's why I'm acting a little bit. Because I'm going after this shit, man. What the fuck? You know what I'm saying? If you don't go after your fucking dreams, I mean, what the fuck are we here for? You got to go out there and try to get it. There's no more waiting. Fuck all that. You got to go for it. And I respect anybody who comes to this podcast and gives me the time of day to even watch it and listen to my perspective on shit. Because I'm going to tell you right now, I've been through a lot of stuff. I've lived in Europe. I've been through a lot of things. I've seen a lot of crazy shit. I've been home, all that, man. I'm telling you, I've been homeless the whole fuck. I know it, man. And to get where I am right now, to even be sitting here talking to you right now, is a fucking blessing. And I'm going to keep it a band. Every situation don't cause for you to wild out or go crazy or pop off. Sometimes it's walk away time and go chill somewhere and like fuck whoever that is. And being by yourself is not a bad thing. Being by yourself to gather your thoughts is not a bad thing. It's not. It's important for us to realize that. Being by yourself is not a bad thing. But you ain't never by yourself. Light Slim, shout out to New York, just said something. Glory to God. For those who don't believe or really give him that glory or really believe he exists, that's all good. Nobody will ever judge you. I'll never judge you for not believing. But I also want you to understand whatever going on in your life, if you even gave that one iota of a chance to pray and to just give that problem or whatever's going on and what you want to try to do to get where you need to get to him, just that one try, it would be dope as hell. Just to try it one time. It'll work, I'm telling you. It always has for me. It's important that you believe in that. More importantly, people need to believe in that man in the mirror. When you look at that face in the morning, never doubt yourself. Shit be hard as hell. They do. Sometimes stuff look impossible. Sometimes you got to give up and backtrack and then take a look at that situation again. If you really want to go through that and beat that, you got to go back and go try again. That's just how the world works. And I'm keeping it real on that. That's tough. Life can be tough out there. But we going to all persevere. We going to all get where we want to be. For real. Now, this is the part of the show that I love where we come to this. I've had this particular segment of my podcast and haven't been doing it since we've been in the San Fernando Valley studios. And I'm going to welcome it back. It is the spirit of the week. This spirit of the week is a liquor beverage that you probably don't know about. That's really reasonably priced and it rivals some of the top liquors out there. Tonight's is a Canadian blended whiskey. And that Canadian blended whiskey is, couldn't even hardly get that out, is 1867. This bottle, as you can see, is amazing. Check this out, man. Look at that. And look at that golden. Look how golden that is in there. It rivals some of the lower tier bourbons. It kills those. And it's right there beneath Hennessy, believe it or not. And the price is really good. You can find this at Ralph's. You can find this at all the major markets in their liquor section, all your local liquor store. You'll really trip out when you find the price. And one thing I found out from somebody who works in the industry, let me make sure my mic is on. Yeah, that works in the industry, in the spirits industry, told me when you find a liqueur, whatever it is, whiskey, vodka, gin, whatever, tequila. If the company makes that bottle beautiful and it's constructed, they really love the contents of what's in here. From what I understand, 1867 has won awards, and I don't know why it's on the shelf for the price it is. And that's one of the reasons why we have this segment, to show you inexpensive, brands like this that rival some of the brands that you probably normally get that cost 2 or 3 times the more. But so check this out, 1867 Canadian blended whiskey. Go find it. This week on the Thursday podcast, hopefully if we have a guest, we will be giving this to them. And that's what we normally used to do when we had this segment before. But check this baby out, man. Whew. You know what, man? I'm going to keep it real with you. It's been a good one. It's been a good episode, a lot of energy. And this is a second one. This is go round number 2. Microphone issues on the first one. Episode 20 of the mighty KSP, Corner Store Podcast, with me, yours truly, your host, OMB Dex 300, aka Doc Savage, the Man of Bronze. And I want to thank anybody who was on the live tonight. Please, please, please let everybody know. Just don't be on this podcast and it's, you're not telling people, check this dude out, he cool, and just, because please tell them to like, comment, and subscribe. It helps the algorithm. It helped me grow. And I appreciate y'all to even give me the time of day. I swear to God, I do. Thank y'all so much. It's all about hustling. It's all about grinding. And if you like the sun, do like that and keep on shining. You dig? It's your boy, OMD Dex 300. Good night to New York. Shout out to Light Slim. Shout out to whoever was on here with me tonight. I seen that I had some people. No comments though, but I love you. And I appreciate y'all. It's all good in the hood. Dex 300. And we're trying to get it in and never take it on the chin. Peace out. See you on Thursday night. Live. Let's get it. Let's go. Peace out, y'all.